What if most of the modifiers in EU4 were multiplied by 10? 200% morale for France, 50% discipline for the Ottomans, 100% extra reform progress for Austria? How about all of the above? Using the x10 mod for EU4, we will see some crazy modifiers, ranging from national ideas to idea groups, to government reforms, to religions, and much more. So if you guys are excited to get into the chaos today, please make sure you leave a like on the video. And if you have a friend who you think would like it, feel free to share the video with them as well. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe for 2 videos per week. And don't forget to ding that bell. You're going to see stuff like this with Castile attacking Aragon. Castile rocking a very smooth 150 extra morale. Their morale is 6.38 compared to 2.6 for Aragon. Numbers like that early on are going to make this really interesting. We've got plus 10 diplomats for Thuringia, allowing them to speak to many different nations at the same time, all the while looking remarkably like a penis. Hordes seem like they are absolutely just completely broken. Look at this. They get minus 50 years of separatism, so they're going to be really stable. Reinforced cost is basically free. Movement speed plus 200 and cav to infantry ratio. So it's like they can really do whatever they want. Now I'm using a fork of the mod, which makes it so force limit is not as impacted because big armies will make the game bog down more than it already does in the late game. So that's just a performance thing. But just like think, 200% movement speed. Like I get mad at the AI saying that it cheats and it's faster than the player anyways. Imagine if they had a plus 200%. That's 3 times base movement speed. I don't even know where to begin talking about the crazy amount of stuff that we will see in this mod. But take a look at Savoy over here. 250 improved relations and plus 10 relations limit. They can ally whoever they want, whenever they want, and as many people as they want, with no penalties. So the Ottomans went with innovative, and you have to remember that idea groups are also times 10. So they get minus 100% technology cost for the rest of the game. That's going to allow the Ottomans to have a lot of spare mana around to do development with and whatever they feel like it. They also get minus 200% core creation cost right off the bat. 50% discipline. 30% tolerance of heathens. Like, this is just nuts. Poland opened up with trade ideas, and yeah, they are definitely trading, making 122 ducats per month, mostly from taxes. They have a tax advisor as well as the papal sanction for taxes for being Catholic, and they get plus 250% taxes. So they're just absolutely rich from clicking a couple of buttons. Also, I should mention that I ran a script that will delete all of the natives to North and South America that migrate around because they're really annoying and they add literally nothing for me. And so I just got rid of them. Hopefully it makes the game run a little bit faster. That's the major issue. The Ottomans attacked Albania over here. And take a look at this siege tick. 228% because they get 200% in their national ideas. Each siege takes over 3 months. But not to be outdone, the Ottomans have the Guns of Urban, which give 330% siege ability rather than just 33. Absolutely just broken. 3-day siege ticks. So let's take a look at this siege on speed 5. Absolute lunacy. Ottomans just a casual 23 years ahead of time on both admin and diplotech. Seems reasonable. And just to add on to that, just look at this tech map. These guys over here are on 545. These guys are on 776. But that technology boost that they have is only going to be useful if they can survive. Right now, it looks like they might have bitten off more than they can chew. We definitely have some shenanigans afoot. This guy here is the Emperor of the HRE from Parma, which is interesting on its own. But then when you take a look at the Imperial Authority and you see that there are 53 provinces that are not under Empire control, what in the heck happened here? Looks like France became the emperor, but then didn't join the empire and added every province that they owned to the empire. I have no idea what's going on. Also, Bohemia inherited Burgundy, which has nothing to do with the mod, but I think that's, just interesting on its own. Yeah, these guys don't have Diplo rep or anything in their ideas, so I have no idea why they would be the emperor. Also, Ottomans took quantity, so their manpower is basically going to be infinite. Again, the force limit modifiers have been nerfed, so it's not as broken with this mod. That way performance isn't too bad. But they're still thriving. They're still kicking everybody's butt around them too. Right, so exploration gives 10 colonists and expansion gives 20 colonists. And we combine it with the 105 global settler increase that you get as Portugal, you get a lot of this. All of North America, all of South America, most of Africa, and even most of this area over here in Oceania has already been colonized, and we're only 50 years in. But having big, strong vassals isn't always a good thing, because it looks like they're definitely going to rebel. Hey, Castile, you doing okay there, buddy? Don't really know what's going on here, but it doesn't look too good for you. Currently at war defending against France, against Hungary, against the Ottomans, as well as Memmingen, apparently. Yo, the glow up is real for France. Take a look at these guys. Admin and defensive ideas, and they just annexed a ton of land from the Pope and integrated Naples, who was their personal union. They've also taken some land over here in Castile, and they just spit out little Galicia over here as well. We also have a Russia that has formed, so that's pretty cool. And meanwhile, the Ottomans are over here just being an absolute menace and destroying everybody. I'm really hoping that somebody will step up and put them down eventually. Don't get me wrong, I love my Turkish boys, but having the Ottomans be super powerful in every single campaign gets a little bit boring in my opinion. And just as I say it, the Ottomans seem to step right in the dog poo, going to war with like most of the people that could threaten them. They're currently like full occupied and they're getting their teeth kicked in. So maybe we'll see some tags released from them. All right, so I stepped away for literally like 10 minutes, let a couple of years go by, and some crazy stuff has happened in the meantime. Immediately when looking at this, you're going to see France completely disappeared. France is a bunch of random provinces all over the area, and even over to Venice in this area over here. So that's pretty crazy. But then when you take a look down here at the Holy Roman Empire, they got a new emperor in town, and it seems that the HRE got buffed quite a bit. And they also went decentralized, making these numbers absolutely crazy. So I assume that they actually did a Reichskrieg on France, if I had to guess, and then they released a bunch of nations. So the HRE is absolutely busted right now. They went from losing imperial authority before the Reformation even spawned to absolute powerhouse. That is an awesome comeback story. Bohemia has more men in the field than the Ottomans. That is crazy. China is pretty boring, honestly. They passed all of their reforms and they have quite a bit of mandate still coming in because of the ×10 for the Forbidden City. But Portugal's disloyal subjects over here have picked up some friends. It would appear that the decentralized route definitely causes a lot of border gore. Though I don't know if it's necessarily border gore, it's mostly just a ton of tags. From Spain all the way over to Lithuania and Finland, there's some crazy stuff going on. Ming is doing quite good in this one, but the one that I'm really excited about is over here. Nepal absolutely popping off. Nepali national ideas are very military focused. They usually call them the Prussia of the East in the EU4 community, and for good reason. They're basically guaranteed to never lose a war. The fact that the AI even formed them is pretty cool, because generally you don't see the AI forming Nepal. Africa looks pretty much consistent with what we'd normally see as well. Songhai did super well, which makes sense because, again, they have pretty strong military ideas. They're generally considered the Prussia of Africa. Despite being super disloyal, these guys have been a colony for like over 100 years and they just decided to stay loyal, I guess. I don't know. But the really interesting stuff that I saw was definitely the Holy Roman Empire and how it was affected by that, because once Bohemia became the emperor, they just started crushing through the reforms. They ripped all the way through the decentralized path within like 2-3 years and definitely changed the politics of the area. It also helps that Bohemia went with diplomatic ideas, so that way they could ally literally everybody. They're allied to Great Britain and the Ottomans, so they clearly aren't having any problems with that, right? If you guys enjoyed that and you have some mods in mind that you'd like to see, make sure you leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like the video if you did, and also subscribe if you haven't already, because there's plenty of content you're missing out on if you are not subscribed. If you want to join my Discord, my subreddit, or my Twitter, they're all linked in the description below the video. And for $5 a month on Patreon, you'll be able to get early access to every single video that goes out on this channel. But that's all I've got for you for today, so till next time, guys, stay chill.